All right, so we're trying to understand probability using three specific kinds of diagrams: Venn diagrams and tree diagrams, and then there's a third one you don't see here called a contingency table. And what we're going to do in this particular video is we're going to create a tree diagram. So we're going to fill in this tree diagram, but we're going to use the information from the Venn diagram. This is a Venn diagram. A Venn diagram is a diagram used in probability. It has a rectangle. The rectangle represents all instances. Let's say people, all people, okay? And each number represents a group of people. So for example, this is 27 people, this is 11 people, this is 35 people, and this is 14 people. So if we wanted to know the total number of people, we would add 27 plus 11 plus 35 plus 14. That would be the total number of people. It doesn't have to be people. It can be, cars, it can be, candy, it can be almost anything, but let's just say it's people for now, okay? And a tree diagram is just another way of representing these numbers, 27, 11, 34, and 14. And we use these diagrams to understand probability. Probability is like the chance that something will happen, like the chance that you'll win $1 million if you play the lottery, okay? Or the chance that you'll be selected to be on a basketball team or something like that, okay? And so let me explain what's going on here. This letter A and this letter B, they represent events, okay? So we have event A and we have event B, okay? And what these circles mean is everyone inside this circle, or every number that's inside of this circle, represents event A, okay? And so if we were to say, well, how many are in A? How many are in A? Well, since this circle includes both 27 and 11, we would add them together and we would get 27 plus 11, and that is 38, okay? Then we might say, how many are not in A? Are not in A, okay? And when we say not in A, we call that A complement. A complement. And A complement is represented by A with an apostrophe. So we say A complement. Well, how many are not in A? Well, the 27 and the 11 are inside the A circle. Well, which numbers aren't? Well, 35 is not inside and neither is 14. So we would add these two numbers together, 35 plus 14. So 35 plus 14, is equal to 49. And so 49 are not in A, or we can say A complement equals 49, okay? So A is 38 and A complement is 49, okay? We could do the exact same thing for B. We can say how many are in B and how many are not in B, okay? So how many are in B, okay? Well, this circle represents B. And you might say, well, we already included 11. 11 was in A. Well, guess what? 11 is also in B. Here's the B circle, and everything that's in this circle is in B, okay? And so that includes this 11 and this 35, okay? So how many are in B? There's 11 plus 35 in B, and that's 46. And then we can say, well, how many are not in B? Not in B, okay? Well, this is B, this circle is B, and what's not in this circle? Well, 27's not in that circle, and 14 is not in that circle. So if we add 27 plus 14, 27 plus 14, that equals 41. And so that would be B complement. We'd put an apostrophe on it. So B complement is 41 and B is 46, okay? And so we can use that information to answer questions about probability. And we'll get to those in just a little bit, okay? What I want to do is I want to transfer this information into this tree diagram. So the way the tree diagram goes is this number right here is all of them. We're going to add up all the numbers and put them in there. So we're going to add 27 plus 11 plus 35 plus 14, and that's going to go in here. So 27 plus 11 plus 35 plus 14, okay, and that's going to go in this box right here, okay? So that equals 27 plus 11 is 38 plus 35 plus 14, that's 49, and 38 plus 49 is 87, okay? So the total is 87, okay? So we're going to put an 87 in here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to split them up by either A or B. We'll start with A. We're going to say that everything that's in A, everything from this 87 that is in A is going to go in this box. And then we're going to put down here, we're going to put A complement. Everything that's not in A is going to go here. Well, we already said before, A includes 27 and 11. If we add 27 and 11, we get 38. So 38 is going to go in this box. That's everything in A. And then everything not in A is the rest of them. We can just do 87 minus 38. And 87, here, let me get a calculator. All right, here we are in the NumWorks calculator. We'll hit OK here. And we're going to do 87 minus 38. Okay, 87 minus 38, and that's 49. So that's what we're going to put in this box, 49. Now we can also get this number 49 by adding everything that's not in A, and that's 35 and 14. That equals 49. Now what we're going to do is we're going to split everything up, split the 38 up into whether it's in B or not in B. So we're going to put B here and not in B here. So B complement. And we're going to do the same thing here, B and B complement. Now here's the thing. We're going to split up this 38. We're taking only the things in A, just the 27 and the 11. That's this 38. And we're saying of 27 and 11, which ones are in B and which ones are not in B. So 27 is not in this circle, but 11 is. 11 is in this circle, so 11 is in A and it's also in B. And so we're going to put an 11 here. But the 27 is in A, it is in A, but it's not in B, and therefore we'll put a 27 here. And 27 plus 11 equals 38. Now we're going to split up the 49. All the things that are not in A, which is this one and this one, they are not in A. They're outside of the circle of A. And so, but we have to decide between the 35 and the 14. One of them is in B and one of them is not in B. Well, here's B, and we can see that the 35 is in B. And so in B is 35, and not in B is 14. And so what happens is this, is you always wind up with these four numbers, always wind up being these four numbers, okay? You just have to follow whether it's in B or not in B, in B or not in B, in A or not in A, okay? And so now we have created a tree diagram out of this Venn diagram. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to ask some probability questions. Okay, the way we ask a probability question is we use capital letter P and then we put the event inside of parentheses. So this is saying what is the probability of event A occurring. And the way that we do a probability, the probability of an event, okay, is equal to the number in that event, the number in that event divided by the total number, okay? And when I say total number, like it's 87 is the total. 27 plus 11 plus 35 plus 14 is 87, okay? So if we want to know the probability of A, we're going to put the total in the denominator. The total is 87. So 87 in the denominator. And then in the numerator, we're going to put the number that are in A. So up here, we'll put the number that are in A. Well, here's A. How many are in A? Well, 27 plus 11. That's 38. By the way, in the tree diagram, that number is right here. So the probability of A is going to be 38 over 87, okay? And then what we do is we do that in a calculator, 38 divided by 87. So 38 divided by 87, and that's going to be 0.436, and then this 7 is going to become an 8. This 8 is going to round the 7 up to an 8. We're going to go 4 decimal places, 0.4368. So 0.4368. So the probability of A occurring is 0.4368, okay? All right, let's try another one. All right, let's look at the probability of B occurring, okay? So we're going to put the total on the bottom of the fraction. The total is 87, so we'll put an 87 down here. And then in the numerator, we need the total that are inside of event B. Well, that's 11 plus 35. So 11 plus 35, that's 46. Now over here, we would have to add together. Here's B, and that includes 11. But here's B also, and that includes 35. So we would have to add together these two numbers. We'd have to add them together, okay? And so 35 plus 11, that's 46. So our probability of B is 46 over 87. So that would be 46 divided by 87, and that's 0.5287. 0.5287. And then we might also be asked, what is the probability of not A? Look, A prime, that's A complement. What is the probability of not A? Well, again, we would put 87 on the bottom, that's the total, all of them. So we would put the total on the bottom, and then in the top, we would put how many are not A. Is this 27A? It sure is, so we're not going to include that. Is this 11 part of A? It sure is, so we're going to leave that out. Is 35 a part of A? No, it's not. Okay, so we're going to include the 35. Is 14 a part of A? No, and so we're going to include 14. So we're going to add 14 and 35 because 14 and 35 are not in A, and so that's 49. Note, not in A in the tree diagram, 49, okay? And so now we're going to do 49 divided by 87. 49 divided by 87, and that equals 0.5632. 0.5632. And that is how we take a Venn diagram and we turn it into a tree diagram, and then we use that information to identify probabilities to find probabilities of events.